Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for music entertainment news. And the only thing to talk about today is pouring one out for Ozzy Osbourne. Incredibly sad as Ozzy passed away yesterday at the age of 76. He was fighting Parkinson's. There's no cause of death at this time. Just a couple weeks ago, the Back to the Beginning show was the farewell live performance of Ozzy and Black Sabbath just a couple weeks ago. And there was no indication outside that he was on death's door. I think Kelly Osbourne said just 2 days ago or yesterday before this announcement that her dad was not on death's door, and then he did pass away, sadly. 76 years old, a guy that led pretty much the best life in history. Because not only as a rock star, reality TV show star, he did everything to kill himself in a way and didn't. And he made it all the way to 76. He sold 100 million albums, is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice with Black Sabbath and as a solo artist, Ozzy. For me personally, Blizzard of Oz was kind of my entry point into music. I talked about Van Halen on the show, but Blizzard of Oz and Crazy Train, and I started playing guitar, and the first thing you do is try to learn Crazy Train. I guarantee all the bands we have coming up, Alien Ant Farm, I See Yellow Card, we have Jack White, The Cure, Imagine Dragons, every guitar player, Hozier, all in those bands, everybody that plays guitar in those bands, the first song they do, one of the first songs you learn, or at least has played Crazy Train before.
Do you remember the first time you heard it? Because I was thinking yesterday, I say this about the song Everlong a lot, where I'm like, man, I'm just so thankful that we actually live in the same timeline as when this song existed. But I've only known a post-Crazy Train, a PCT, if you will, a post-Crazy Train universe. I can't imagine hearing that song when it wasn't baked into popular culture the way it was for me, because you go to a basketball game, you go to a football game, you hear Crazy Train even if you don't know exactly what it is. But when it, like, that must have been just a mind-blowing experience.
When you just first hear All Aboard. Go ahead, Kenzie.
No, I was going to say, okay, so I'll do you one more, because you're looking at Ozzy, and, like, everybody has the Ozzy. I would say, like, 55-year-old Ozzy is the image people have in their mind. Kind of big circle glasses, a little older. Like, 21-year-old Ozzy, beautiful. like, stunningly gorgeous. Like, should have been in a Pantene commercial. Like, it's unbelievable. Like when you see it, you're like, good Lord, go Sharon. You know what I mean? Like, I understand what was happening.
And even by that point, he was doing every drug possible.
Yeah.
But it didn't wear him down at that point. He still looked good in his 50s even, but when you hear that, like you said, you heard that opening thing, the Crazy Train. Like you said, it became like Everlong, just this thing. It's not an old song. It's not a new song. It's just incredible with a feeling.
That's like me in a band, like spinning something. That's what I imagine. Like, this is where I can participate. Yeah. I could do the intro.
And then you think about all the Sabbath stuff that came out 10 or 15 years before this.
Yeah.
And that stuff sounds like it could come out now.
Yeah, I guess. So he gets kicked out of Sabbath for being an alcoholic and drug addict. They were friends growing up, and over in England. They kick him out. He almost dies. Sharon finds him, gets it together because she's a smart businesswoman. He puts out this album. It does bigger than probably any Sabbath album before.
Because he's like 31 when this came out, right?
This is 80, let's see, what year exactly was this?
Wasn't he in his 30s when he dropped his first solo project?
Probably 30s.
Right?
Yeah. Wizard of Oz was 1980, so he was 76, and now it's 2025.
Okay, let's see if you can figure this out.
I'm really struggling with you doing that. Can you just Google how old he was when it dropped?
So he was born in 48, and Blizzard of Oz came out in 80. So 50, 80s, 10, 60, 80s, 20, 70, 80s, 30s, 32. 32 when Blizzard of Oz came out.
I said 31. I was so close.
But apparently he got $90,000 in a settlement for getting fired from Black Sabbath. He went to a hotel and just started doing drugs, cocaine, alcohol, whatever he could do. And that's where Sharon found him. He went through all that money pretty quick.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Cocaine's pricey.
But her dad had managed Black Sabbath, and he said, you can have Ozzy if you want, I don't care. So she managed Ozzy, and then she turned out, of course, saying, I'll show you, Dad, and she did, and helped to turn him into what it was. You're remembering all the Ozfest at Tinley Park, the memories I have of going down there for Ozfest there and at Alpine Valley. There were just such memories, and changed the concert business without question. We wouldn't have the festivals we have today if it wasn't for Ozfest.
Right.
We wouldn't have reality TV if it wasn't for the Osbournes. like it is now anyway. There already was the Challenge, MTV, and stuff like that. I know I bring up the Challenge.
I do love of like proof of what, and you can say what you will because their entire life has been on camera and they've been, highly, visualized, like everything has been projected. But it shows what a healthy relationship can actually do for you, like lift you up and help you out of things. And I do like that because most of the time when you see celebrity and you see it's like, it's all, it's very, very toxic and it's things falling apart. And it's so I did always love that. Like, despite their faults, I always felt like it was a very loving, close family. And I love that about them because it's maybe not what you imagine when you imagine Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. And he was probably the most loving, husband and father on TV.
Without question, despite, all that he did, like with Motley Crue, he snorted ants.
Hey.
And lived. He lived another 50 years after that.
He lived through all of this.
Oh, my God. And to Kenzie's point, I had the privilege of meeting his daughter, Amy, who wasn't on the Osbournes last year, but I was at an event and Amy Osbourne was around and somebody tapped me on the shoulder and goes, "Do you know who that is?" And I go, "No." They're like, that's Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, Amy. And I got to talk to her for a second. She was delightful, like a down-to-earth, normal human.
Yeah.
And you can't believe that that's an offspring of the Osbourne, but I think all of his kids have done incredibly well for themselves.
Yeah, there's a funny scene from the Osbournes. We might as well start there with some of this audio of where Sharon's trying to give him those paper things you put in your tongue and they melt.
Like a breath mint.
But she tells him...
Listerine patches
yeah,
that melted.
the strips.
Yeah.
Strips. And she tells him it's gum and tries to get Ozzy to try one. This is from the Osbournes back in the early 2000s. Whoops, sorry, I want to get rid of Ozzy. Sorry, Crazy Train. You got to take a pause here while we go to the Osbournes. And here it is.
Taste this.
No, what is it? I don't want to taste it.
Yes, you do.
What is it?
Taste it.
What is it? Cyanide?
No, taste it.
What
It's gum. It's a new gum.
You winding me up?
No, taste it.
It's a f***ing stamp. Nothing there.
Do you like it?
Crap, it disappeared.
It's just meant to freshen your mouth.
It's not gum, then you lied to me.
Well, I'd wanted you to try that.
Horrible.
I don't like it.
Oh, thanks a lot.
God, what a show. What a show. And just to recap a little bit, just a couple weeks ago, Ozzy passing away yesterday at the age of 76, here was him performing, which we'll have Billy Corgan on tomorrow, who performed in this as well just 2 weeks ago with What Sabbath Meant to the Pumpkins and Billy Corgan. This was Ozzy's last vocal performance. Killed it. Weeks before he died, he had Parkinson's, back surgery. He couldn't even stand up, and they said he wasn't going to perform at all, and he still killed it. Amazing. This does bring back memories of the Ozfest over in Tinley Park all those years. Also, the bat incident, how he bit the head off a bat, which is what people remember Ozzy for. Some people only remember that. Here he is on Letterman in 1982 talking about that incident.
What actually happened was I get a lot of weird people at my concerts. Like, it's kind of rock and roll, Somebody threw a bat on stage, and I thought it was one of these toy bats. So I picked it up, bite the thing's head off, and suddenly everybody's freaking out because it's a real bat. Because, on the stage set, the bat goes, asleep when the lights go on it.
So it was, for all practical purposes, a toy bat.
Yeah, but I can assure you the rabies shots that I went through afterwards aren't fun.
No, they're painful, I understand.
Very painful.
Now, did you know immediately, not having bitten into...
Well, I've eaten some pretty rough chicken on the road,
But the funny thing is the explanation, people are like, oh, okay. And I'm like, but why'd you want to bite the head off of a toy bat?
Right? Yep, yeah.
It wasn't like, well, naturally, you had to bite and rip into that bad boy. I don't know.
Here was Henry Rollins talking about Sabbath's influence on a lot of the bands that we play. This is why Ozzy affected everyone without question, which is rare. Artists affect certain genres or just certain people here and there, but definitely affected everybody. Here's Henry Rollins talking about Sabbath.
I was a very alienated young person, and when I heard Black Sabbath, I realized my life had a soundtrack. And I was very well acquainted with FM music, where the singers sounded really wonderful and the riffs were all about love and the guitars were very restrained. And in the back of my school bus, I was about 14 or 15 years old, someone had a cassette copy of the Paranoid album. And I heard that, and I heard Ozzy Osbourne's voice, and I heard these riffs that were room clearing. And I realized there were some people out there using music to make great statements. When I heard the song Iron Man, a song about a guy who gets so mad at the people he wanted to be friends with that he goes out and he basically levels them. High school became powerless over me after that.
That was me. That was me pretty much when I heard Iron Man too.
That's the most Henry Rollins clip I've ever heard.
He never sounds calm. He always,
no. He's always got to fight somebody. I don't know why.
He can sell you.
That did sound oddly angry.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Kenzie, next time Henry Rollins comes around, you got to go to a show and see Henry Rollins.
I don't want to get yelled at.
I got bad news for you. You're going to a Henry Rollins show. You're going to get yelled at.
He's the best. He's the best. Some more audio I want to play for you. And then we're going to play, actually, Youngblood at the show 2 weeks ago did Changes, the Sabbath song. It was so goosebump-inducing. We'll play that in a few seconds, and we'll get to the Wrigley Field, the seventh inning stretch. One more piece I wanted to play you. When Ozzy was on South Park during Chef Aid, people remember this. And you know how South Park, at least at one point during the episode, what happens? Well, it happened.
And now here he is, TV's Ozzy Osbourne!
TV's
We're all
Ozzy
here to
Osbourne.
help our good friend Chef, who has touched our lives in the past. I remember when I was just starting out, Chef suggested I buy a pompadour hat. I thought he said, bite the head off a bat. So I did. And the rest? Oh, it's just history. Now let's go crazy! Ain't nowhere to run! Ain't nowhere to hide!
Oh my God! Ozzy Osbourne bit Kenny's head off! You bastard!
Charming.
So good. And let's see. Yvette checked in from Aurora. She said, I've got to hear the seventh inning stretch from Wrigley Field. So let's play that.
Iconic.
So iconic when Ozzy and Sharon got up. And this was was it a Dodgers-Cubs game, I believe?
Cubs-Dodgers game, because I believe at one point he does say, let's root for the Dodgers in this.
And, you have to take back to 2003. All the dugouts, I've never seen this happen before, clear to walk on the field to look up at the press box to see what the hell is going on.
All right, Chicago. I want to hear a real crazy crowd start singing with me. Are you ready? Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, and let's go out to the bar. Let's go out to the river. Take me in and bring us in. I don't remember what I have to do. Run out of the strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Now let's get some runs. Come on, don't mess around. Let's get some runs, guys. Don't mess around out there.
Don't mess around. Come on.
Place to be. That's for you, Yvette, in Aurora, and everybody in Aurora that you wanted to pass that on to. Ozzy Osbourne, 76 years old, tragically passed away yesterday. But I think we can honor the beautiful life and the incredible influence he had. And Youngblood playing the Riv, a sold-out Q101 show. I think it's in September.
September 12th at the Riv.
Yeah, we're going to get him in the studio. He sang the Black Sabbath song Changes 2 weeks ago in that farewell Ozzy Black Sabbath show. And he was a very big, adopted by Ozzy in a way. So let's play that right now.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren coming in next. And tomorrow, as we mentioned, 8:20, Billy Corrigan will be on the show talking about the late, great Ozzy Osbourne. And he was just at the farewell show 2 weeks ago. So Billy Corrigan will be here tomorrow at 8:20. Ticket Blitz Thursday starting at 8. Lollapalooza tickets for you. Takeaways. Case, what do you got?
I got a takeaway from Maddie. It's a little-known fact that cows are vicious carnivores.
Stay away from cows. Stay away from them. Kenzie, what do you got?
Takeaway from Rob Smith, real men drive pickups, and Case would too if he wasn't a little bitch. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rob.
And takeaway from Adam checking in 317. Adam says, takeaway. It spins forward, idiot. I'll not even explain that because it's on the podcast. You have to listen to that to figure that one out.
Yeah, we poured one out for Ozzy Osbourne all morning long. That specific takeaway comes from Brian trying to play his Ozzy Osbourne record backwards and his father catching him in the act of trying to summon Satan. A very, very interesting story there. Also, it's Wednesday, so a brand new Head-to Headlines, a fantastic one. If you missed it, you're going to want to go back and check that out. The Brian and Kenzie podcast. Of course, we have our unedited, uncensored interview with Stephen Jenkins of Third Eye Blind up there from earlier this week. And tomorrow, like Brian said, Billy Corgan joins the show at 8:20. We'll have that up there on the podcast if you miss it live.
Stacked. Make sure you check out the podcast today, from the show today and tomorrow and all the way through. Anytime you want, it's there for you.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.